Amazon Product Research Checklist for 2022. Whether you're an established seller and you're looking for new products to add to your lineup, or you're not yet a seller but you're trying to become one and you're looking for that one winning product to start selling on Amazon, then keep watching this video because I'm gonna be giving you my most ideal product checklist where when I'm looking for a product, I want it to meet all of these specs. I want it to check all these boxes in this checklist that I have here that I'm gonna be sharing with you. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so first, let me tell you who I am if you don't know. My name is Ian Smith, and I run an Amazon marketing agency called Evolve Media. We work with a good amount of Amazon sellers, and we help them with optimizing their Amazon listing with photos, videos, copy, and getting their listing to convert as high as possible. So what we do is product photo shoots, we do product video shoots. We overall help them with on Amazon marketing and off Amazon marketing, like running email marketing campaigns, running Google ad campaigns, getting Amazon data and Instagram user data, and then marketing to those people. So if any of that sounds appealing to you and you want to book a free consulting call with me, then head over to evolvemediaagency.com. Or if you're just wanting to optimize your Amazon listing on your own, we've got a great Amazon listing checklist. Basically, we broke down all the different sections on an Amazon listing page, and we created a bunch of different sales strategies for each section. So it's a checklist that you can check off as you implement all these different sales strategies. So to get access to this, go to zonchecklist.com. All right, so now let's go ahead and jump into the first part of the Amazon product checklist, which is the very first aspect that I'm looking for when I'm looking for a product to sell on Amazon. All right, so the first must-have is that it must be ad-friendly. So there's a lot of ad platforms out there, right? There's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Google, and of course, Amazon PPC. Well, whatever product I sell, I want it to be within the terms and conditions and policies of all these different ad platforms, because that's gonna be the main way that I get the word out with this new product is by running ads. So I've gotta make sure that this product is ad-friendly, it's gonna be approved, and I'm not gonna have any issues with getting ads denied or accounts shut down. Next, I want it to be sourced in the USA. Now, I know this may be difficult and it may make my price point higher and it may make competition easier to undercut me on pricing, but ultimately, if I can find a product that I can source or manufacture in the USA, that's gonna help me avoid any kind of customs issues that I'm gonna be facing with importing in from China. Now, I can always start with sourcing in the US, and then as I start to get sales volume and start to grow the brand, I can always move manufacturing and sourcing to China, unfortunately. But in the beginning, sourcing in the US is gonna help me with replenishment and getting inventory replenished faster, as well as avoiding any kind of customs issues and quality control on the actual product. So making sure that that product is looking really good when I place my first order with that manufacturer. Now, I know that you can, hire people over in China to go and check out your manufacturer, and that's also recommended. You don't have to actually fly to China and check it out with your own eyes. You can hire people to go and look at it for you. But I'm just saying, for me and my checklist and what kind of product I'm looking to sell, I want it to be sourced in the US. The next must-have for this product is that it must be consumable. My big thing is recurring revenue. I want to be able to acquire a customer and have them come back month after month after month to buy again and again. So these are products that they're going to use through, right? It could be skincare products, it could be hair care products, it could be consumables like they eat it, any kind of consumable item that they're going to go through it and they're going to need to order again. I really don't like the products that they just buy it and that itch has now been scratched, that problem has been 100% solved and they don't need to buy it again. That's a tough business to be in because the cost of customer acquisition is so high. I need the lifetime value of that customer to be high as well, because advertising is expensive and to acquire that customer is going to be pricey. So I want to be able to acquire that customer at whatever cost I'm going to have to pay to acquire that customer, and then be able to get the lifetime value as high as possible by getting them to come back and buy again, and then ideally expanding the product line, being able to cross-sell them the other items, and being able to get them to buy those other items to really increase my lifetime value. Next, I'm going to talk a little bit about the price point. Now, I want the price point to be in that impulse buy territory, so typically $10 to $35. Also, this is going to reduce my risk when I'm buying my first initial inventory order. So obviously, if it's a $10 product and I bought 1,000 units, that's going to be a lot lower risk, a lot less of an investment than if it's a $30 product and I bought 1,000 units. That's going to be a lot more money, right? So 10 to 30 $35-ish within that impulse buy territory, low cost to buy my first inventory, and then I want the cost of goods to be no more than 25%. So, if Amazon's fees and cost of advertising is going to take out a big chunk, then the cost of goods, I don't want it to be more than 25%, no more than 30%. Ideally, the lowest cost of goods, the better, but in the very beginning, it may be higher than 25% because I may be ordering a smaller amount of inventory, which is going to make my cost per unit higher, where down the line, if I order a larger amount of inventory, my cost per unit is going to be lower. Next, I want the product to be lightweight and small in size. This is going to greatly help me with shipping costs of getting it to Amazon, shipping costs of Amazon shipping it out, storage fees, all that kind of stuff. I want it to be as low as possible, and there really is a lot of products out there that you could sell that are small and lightweight, but are still priced at, $25, $35. So don't just think that because it's small, it has to be cheap. Next, ideally, I want the item to be non-perishable or have a long shelf life. I do not want this thing expiring within a couple months of sending it into Amazon. I would love it to have at least 1 or 2 years of shelf life so that I don't have to worry so much if I'm, putting in a bunch of different inventory and testing a lot of different ASINs. I don't want to have to worry about those things expiring and then basically just being worthless, right? I want to try and get a long shelf life item so that I can have some time to get my marketing going and get those sales rolling in. Now, this next one is, a dream. It seems like it's getting harder and harder these days with Amazon becoming more saturated with sellers, but the must-have is to have not much competition. Now, I know this is going to be crazy and it's going to be hard to find a product that doesn't already exist on Amazon, but if I can find a product that doesn't have much competition, or I can severely set myself apart from the competition in some way, then that's what I'm really looking for. I don't want to be higher priced. I don't want the current competitors to be really, really great at selling. If they have really great photos, they have really great EBC photos, they're brand registered, they've got a ton of videos, that's gonna make it very hard for me to compete, because that's where I ultimately bring in the most value, is in the act of selling, in creating videos, in getting really great photos done of those products in videos, and that's how I can set myself apart from the competition. So ultimately, I wanna find competitors that are really bad, that are not doing a good job at selling their current products, and it must be, like I said, something that I can improve or add value to when compared to the other competitors and other sellers in that space. Another thing is it must not be seasonal. It must be able to be sold all year round. Seasonal products are great in the season because you get a massive rush of orders and the demand is great, but then once that season is done, let's say Christmas and you're selling Christmas lights, then not many people are buying Christmas lights in summer. So I really want a product that can be sold all year round, has a demand all year round, and can ultimately be worked into a daily routine and become a bit of a habit for that user. So that's what's gonna make them more reliant on my product. That's what's gonna make my MRR, my monthly recurring revenue, higher. And ultimately, the higher your MRR is, the more you'll be able to sell the business for when you're ready to cash out. Lastly, I want it to be an item that I can expand on. I want it to be complementary with other products that I can potentially bring into the line and be able to cross-sell. There are certain items out there that it's very difficult. If it's super niche, then there's gonna be buyers just for that, and it's gonna be hard to kind of bring something into your lineup to be able to sell them because it's so niche. So I want to be able to have expandability purposes. So really, food that has a long shelf life could be something, because you can always roll out different flavors and things like that. But ultimately, that's gonna be tough because people that are buying on Amazon want to be able to try it first. So food is, there's pros and cons with everything, but that's pretty much all I had for you here in my product list, like my ideal list, checklist of requirements for a product that I want to sell and invest in on Amazon. I know it's a pretty tough list to find a product like that, but hopefully I was able to give you some value here, give you some ideas on what you should be looking for in your Amazon product, whether you're a first-time seller and launching your first product, or you're already established with your products and you just want to add in a new item. If you already have those kind of products where it's like a one-time purchase, I would highly recommend trying to bring in consumable products that people can use up and then come back to you to order again. So again, just want to remind you about our checklist. Go to zonchecklist.com to get our Amazon listing checklist. And then if you want to book a free consulting call with me, head over to evolvemediaagency.com. Again, my name is Ian Smith. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.